And here.
Morning.
So
Morning.
we had a little bit of a technical issue with the bot where we weren't satisfied with the quality of the recording. So we wanted to give a quick little recap of the AMA for you guys. So just a quick confirmation. So launch will be on the 1st of October. Our whitelist container is completely minted out. So on the 1st of October, we are pleased to announce that we will be launching to the general public on container number 2. Now, I see we've had quite a few questions, so I think maybe the best person to answer these ones will be Kyle, which will be namely. Kyle, can you give us an idea of what the timeline is for the NFT minting, for the website to be up, as well as the marketplace, etc.
Absolutely. So the website is more or less complete. There were just the headshots that we had didn't pass quality control of our graphics team. So we're going to take some new headshots, and that's really it to launching the site. So I imagine that would be up here sometime this upcoming week. On NFT minting for the first, the minting process, yes, we'll start for the first. We're still evaluating some marketplaces. So the ones that we're considering, we've shortlisted to OpenSea and Kaleo. However, someone in the forums had been in touch and asked us to consider Alpha. So we'll be making a decision on Tuesday. Now, post AMA, there was another user who brought up another marketplace called NFT Trade. NFT Trade, it's also a solid marketplace. Right now, our leader, the one in the forefront, is Kaleo. I mean, Kaleo looks a bit better aesthetically. They've been around for a while. They're compatible with the networks we're wanting to use. They're both, from a functionality standpoint, fairly much on par. You know, they're both interact with AVAX. They're both solid from that perspective. But yeah, Kaleo is the one that's leading the pack for us at the moment. Again, that decision will be made here this upcoming Tuesday. Other updates that we included was on the wallets and the multi-sigs. We've set up our grid lattice, which is our cold storage, and so the wallet addresses have been set up, and we've also configured a smart card which extends our wallet addresses. Reason we have all of these addresses is to append unique addresses per container. That's mainly for purposes of handling disbursements or tracking disbursements. We have yet to set up the multi-sig, but we'll be setting it up using Gnosis. Gnosis is, again, a multi-sig provider, and all of these wallets will be disclosed over the next few days. There was a question somebody asked around cold wallets and will these NFTs be viewable? Well, yes, the NFTs are viewable at whatever address owns them or on whatever address owns them, regardless if it's hardware wallets or otherwise. The short answer, yes. There are questions around NFT transferability to other wallets. Yes, NFTs can be transferred. So, bought, sold, traded. In the event that they're resold and or traded, there is a loss of the insurance percentage. I mean, that perk is only available for initial purchasers, and then it does diminish. There's a question about a mobile app. That is in our initial roadmap. That comes afterwards. First and foremost, we need to set up our contract factory, so that's the priority for dev. And those are the core dev updates from my perspective.
Oh, cheers. Fantastic, Kyle. Thanks. And then Simon, the man of the hour, we have quite a few questions for you. So notably, if you can just give us a quick breakdown, where we are, let's just quickly have a look here. So we see, will Fox Farms be branded cannabis in the weed stores around Thailand? Or are you just planning to sell it wholesale to stores without any fuss? And I think at the same time, then maybe while you're answering that question, you can explain the 200 purchase agreement that we have with Fox Farms.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we're trying to keep it simple in the structure of how, you know, for obviously investment and the NFT. So Fox Farms is going to be buying all the stock from the NFT company at wholesale. You know, and we've set at the moment we've set a standard price of 200 baht per gram, which is you know, obviously a good price already. But there may be some strains where, you know, they're valued a little bit higher, and then obviously if we do buy it at a higher price, then the NFT company will get a share of that additional revenue. You know, it's a percentage there that the NFT company has. And in terms of branding, then yes, I mean, you know, we're trying to make CannaFox we want to make CannaFox, you know, a very well-known brand here in Thailand, that people trust the quality. They trust that, you know, if they're buying blue sherbet, they're getting blue sherbet. It's not another product that's just been relabeled. So, you know, we've already met up with a lot of our sort of customers who in themselves own dispensaries. Plus, we plan to brand our own dispensaries, but and then keep CannaFox as a brand in those stores. So yes, we do. You know, we do plan to have our brand around Thailand.
Okay, and there's quite a few things that are going on at the moment with the Thai government laws. So do you want to just quickly give a breakdown of how the license works and what's going to happen once this bill finally does pass? You know, and of
Yeah, I
course that
mean,
we are going ahead.
sure. I mean, we're going ahead regardless. So, you know, the new law hasn't actually come out yet, but we're not hanging around. You know, we're already growing plants. We've got our mother plants. We've got our clones. We've got the containers being built. So we're not stopping, because we're 99.9% sure the government, you know, they're not going to reverse their decision. It's going to go ahead. And I think, you know, from, you know, we meet up with obviously our lawyers and people at the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Health. So, you know, the rumors going around, you know, it's going to be very similar to alcohol. You need a license. If you're going to be selling it from a location, then that location is going to need a doctor who's qualified as a medical herb doctor, not a full health doctor. So each place may need one of those on site. People, when they buy cannabis, they may need to have a medical card. You know, it's all maybes at the moment. But as far as our current licenses, I mean, we're registered on the Book Ganja app for 5,000 plants. We've got that. We've got our herbal medicine license. So we've got all the licenses that we need at the moment. But all of those are going to be irrelevant when the new licenses come out. So you know, it's really just we're all waiting for the government, but we're still going ahead regardless. So that's
Okay,
it.
fantastic, Simon. And then the other question, you know, obviously Fox Farms is buying all the cannabis from the NFT company. So do you want to
hmm
quickly just explain there the aspects, you know, from the oils, the edibles, and all that, you know, seeing that it's going to be your stock?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think, you know, the thing is, we're buying all the product from the NFT company, and that's it. You know, it's just a simple transaction. The NFT owns the crop. We then buy it from the NFT guys. If we have to start looking at do we include edibles, oils, or the rest of it, it's just not practical, and so that won't be included in the NFT deal, because, you know, to take that product, the cannabis product, and turn it into oils is a whole another business in itself. You know, we've got expenses, we've got machinery, we've got power, utilities, you know, staffing, packaging, distribution, transport, and when you start trying to calculate all of that, it just becomes an administrative nightmare. So we don't really want to do that. And plus, you know, you'll get into situations where, say, you've got product from container one, but then maybe you don't have enough, so you then need to take product from container two, product from container three, and then you're trying to track, well, who gets what share. So it just became a nightmare. So um, we're just keeping it simple. The NFT company owns the crop. We grow it for you. We then harvest it and buy it from you, and that's it.
Okay, fantastic. And actually, while we're still speaking about the crop, can you quickly just explain how the NFT holders will be able to see their containers, you know, the CCTV for the security, you know, maybe the live live walkthrough videos or something around that line?
Sure, sure. I mean, we we had some serious discussions about security. Obviously, we've got a lot of product that's going to be in the containers, and we need to make sure it's safe. The whole site, we've got security on the site, in terms of the fencing, security guards, cameras, and as far as the live feeds into the containers, we're not going to be doing that simply for security. We don't want people to be watching, seeing when we're harvesting, when we're doing this, when we're doing that. That could be classed as a bit of a security threat. But obviously, as an NFT holders, they'll have full access to the statistics online. So the temperatures and everything of the units, and there will be live updates. So it won't be a live feed, but it will be an updated image maybe every 24 hours or every few hours, so people can see what's happening with the plants. And of course, I mean, we do plan to do some live video sessions. So we'll do some recordings, say, oh, here we are today in container one, here's the status of the plants, have a look and do a walkthrough. So we will keep everybody up to date with what's happening, but it just won't be a live CCTV feed.
Okay, great. And at the moment, supply and demand. So, how are we going to be able to meet, the supply, to make sure that we don't overproduce and not be able to sell it?
Sure. I mean, that's our job as Fox Farms. At the end of the day, is buying all the stock. So from an NFT company's point of view, that you're never going to have a problem. It's us who's going to have the problem, because we have to make sure our distribution network is in place, and that's our job. We've got guys who are working with various customers, ensuring that we're getting pre-orders and we're getting that stock ready. And I don't think there's going to be a problem in how would you say, oversupply, because we also, we're not going to grow quicker than we have to. We want to grow very quickly, but at the end of the day, we're in business, and we're all business people. So if we see the demand is not there, then we just wouldn't continue growing as quick. But I don't think that's going to happen. The demand is going to get bigger and bigger, and at the moment already, there's just not enough supply of good quality exotic plants for the people who need them, and that's without after COVID, the tourism is going to go back. Thailand is going to be a huge destination now for marijuana travel, people coming here as they go to Amsterdam. So we believe that the demand is going to get bigger and bigger, and we're going to grow accordingly. So but again, at the end of the day, we buy all the stock, so the NFTs won't need to worry about the stock not being sold.
Okay, and then I just want to answer quickly one question here. So basically, the question was, when will USDC be distributed? So basically, as soon as what Simon has bought the stock from the NFT company, then we will be doing our things on the back end to change the fiat into USDC. So all payments will be made after every harvest. That's correct, Simon?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And then let's quickly have a look here. What are your plans for the rest of Thailand?
Well, yes. I mean, our current site, obviously, we've got plenty of room to fit. We can actually go up now. We've made more space and reconfigured the area, so we can actually go up to around 50 units. And yeah, for sure. I mean, at the moment, all being in Bangkok, it makes it simple. We're in terms of staffing and in terms of management, then it's all easy to manage. But of course, I mean, as we grow, we may, we're looking at other sites in Chiang Mai, Phuket, Suratani, Samui. So we may end up having multiple facilities around Thailand, and as long as the market is there, then yes, of course, we will expand. And our master growers have got a very good network of other master growers, and we've already had discussions with various people in the US and other places that if we grow and we have a new site and we need a new master grower, someone else will come over and then they will manage that facility as well with us. So yes, I mean, we do plan to go over to all over Thailand. And also in terms of dispensaries, we do plan to open dispensaries eventually in different locations, and certainly some of our customers that we're working with, they are doing that. So we've got two particular customers that plan open sort of dispensaries in Phuket, Suratani, Samui, Chiang Mai, Khon Kaen, and a few other places. So yeah, we want CannaFox to be all over the place.
Okay, fantastic. And then just one last thing there quickly, Simon. You know, the 60% buyback, how are you going to achieve that?
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, again, you know, our main business before all of this cannabis started is containers, modular offices, container homes, and so we use modular buildings for other clients for their offices and for schools and as part of our main business. So that's why we've given this 60% guarantee that if within that first year that you know nothing happened, which you know is pretty sure that that's not going to happen, but if it did, we would buy the container back and we would use it for our other business where we're supplying to you know office blocks and schools. So that's how come we you know we guarantee that we're going to be buying it back.
See, NFT holders, will they be able to choose their own strain of what goes in the container?
Yes, for sure. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we need to make sure that there's a market for it. But
Yeah.
yes, I mean, you know, some of the dispensaries as well, you know, they're saying to us, oh, can you grow this strain for us, and can you make sure you've got this, so that they know they've got a regular supply of a specific strain. And it's the same, you know, if some of the container holders say, look, you know, can you grow this strain for us, then we would check with our customers to make sure that if we did, you know, there's the market for it. But yeah, as long as there's a market, then we're happy to grow any particular strain. And I mean, also, you know, we have to consider, or Taylor will, he knows cannabis inside out. So if a particular strain, he'll know what sort of size plant we'll be able to get out of it, what sort of yield we'll be able to get. So all of those things he'll consider, and you know, we want to make sure that we stick to crops that we know we're going to get a decent yield out of, because at the end of the day, you know, we've then got to give the NFT guys their money. You know, we want to make sure we maximize the yields that we get from each container. So
Yeah.
short answer, yes, we can, as long as it makes sense.
Okay. And also because
And speaking of, sorry, Ben, speaking of Isabel and Taylor, what's to stop them from just packing up and leaving tomorrow?
Well, I mean, yes, I mean they're part owners of the company. So I mean, you know, we've teamed up with them, Terence, Taylor, and Isabella. They actually own part of the company. So you know, they're looking at Thailand as their home. You know, for however lot for the future for sure. And they've got you know, they've got an interest in the company. So they're not going to go anywhere. And plus, you know, I think as we mentioned previously, we do have other master growers in the network, which you know, which Taylor is sort of prepared. So not that he's going to go anywhere, but we will have other master growers come. We're also training people up so that they get to know how to look after the plants as well. So we're covered, you know, for sure.
Oh, fantastic. And go on, Ben. What did you want to ask?
yeah, just back on the strains. So will CannaFox be doing their own unique strain that wouldn't be available anywhere else?
Yes, yeah, for sure. I mean, Taylor, you know, we really want to have some very, you know, unique strains that's exclusive to us. Taylor's already got some prepared that he's going to be growing, and yeah, no one else will be able to get those strains. Of course, if someone imported seeds from other places, maybe they could get similar strains, or but Taylor's also obviously, and Isabella are breeding their own cross strains, so there'll be products that are exclusive to us for sure.
Cool. And there was one more as well. Can you explain the breakdown of the 20% turnover fee that Fox Farms takes, if they're also the buyer of the marijuana?
Yeah, I mean, you know, of course, at the end of the day, we're all doing this for business. You know, our fee to manage everything and is you know, we've got a lot more expenses that aren't included in the initial breakdown. I mean, I think in the white paper you've listed, you know, the electric for the electric LED lighting and the fertilizers and that, but you know, we've got a load of other expenses that aren't included in this in each container. So you know, we have to then cut the crop, dry it, hang it, you know, trim it. We then got to package it, store it, treat it. So there's a lot of other things that's involved after the crop has, you know, been harvested. We have other spaces where we need to allocate for that. So you know, that's where we're taking our 20%. And at the end of the day, you know, as I say, we're doing this for business. You know, we're trying to do an investment for the NFT holders where they get a good return. And I think, you know, we've given a very good deal that by investing, you know, $350 US, then it's sort of $700, $1,400 return in a year. Then I mean, where else are you going to get a return like that? And the thing is, we're not, as you guys, you know, put in the white paper, we're not over exaggerating numbers. You know, we've not gone crazy. We're not saying we're promising a huge amount of money that's not achievable. Anybody can sit down and work out the numbers according to the growth, you know, the grams per plant and how many plants. It's a good return on investment, and at the end of the day, you know, we're taking our 20% for other costs that we have to make sure we can survive as a business, you know, because we're in this for the business.
And what happens if one of these crops fails, Simon?
Well, that's our problem. You know, we have to take responsibility for that. So as the NFT guys, if a crop fails, then we will replant it. You know, we're pretty sure the crops won't fail. I mean, it's very hard for those crops to not work unless we do something silly. You know, but I mean, we've got our controls in place. You know, in terms of cleanliness, who's allowed in the containers, it's strict. You know, we've got our SOPs that make sure that anybody coming in is decontaminated, change of clothes, change of shoes, everything else. So for those crops to fail would be difficult. But if they did, then we would replant them and start again. We'd clean the container down for whatever reason, bring in new clones and start the process again. And all that would mean is that maybe the payments to the NFT would be slightly delayed, but it certainly wouldn't stop anything happening.
And then one very interesting question that one of our community members asked, you know, so let's say now that cannabis in their country is illegal. So how would this affect them now as an NFT holder?
Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, one of the things that, like you say, a couple of people have asked that if they're in a particular country and, you know, income generated from cannabis is looked at an illegal activity, you know, narcotics or whatever, then that could be an issue possibly. But how we've sort of discussed with you guys is that the NFT holders, their business is renting containers. So as an NFT company, you are buying a container and you are renting that container to Fox Farms, and then in return we're paying you that fee at the end of the year for the use of that container. What we do inside the container is irrelevant. You know, we could be growing tomatoes, cabbages, using it for an office, playing football in it. You know, that what we do inside is irrelevant. You know, so I think that, you know, people who are in those places should declare it that, well, we're investing in an NFT investment company that buys containers and rents them out to a company in Thailand, and that's it.
Okay, I think that's very, very clear. Thanks, Simon. I think from me, that's all the questions I have for you. Unless, Ben, you have another question for Simon?
No, nothing right now, mate. If something jumps up, I'll...
Well, then let's head over to you then, Ben. Explain for us this competition. Explain for us the, you know, your early bird special as well.
Yeah, so we had the competition launch a few days ago with the plane ticket. We're giving back $1,000 for anybody that mints 4 or more in batch 1.
Well, I'd just like to clarify that is for one lucky winner. It's a lucky draw.
That's one lucky winner. And it's not limited to whitelist only. So we're opening that up to the first 3 containers. So one mint is obviously $350. Mint 4, you'll go into a draw, which we'll be doing live online. Obviously, we want to make it fair. And then when the winner is selected and it comes closer to maybe the harvest, would be a good time to fly out. If you book the ticket, provide us with a receipt, and then obviously we can give the 1,000 at that point. So yeah,
So
really
why,
looking
so,
forward
so
to
why
that.
are we asking a member to come visit the factory? Why are we not just giving $1,000?
Well, I mean, one, it would be a great trip to Thailand for them. I mean, there's not many projects out there that are offering what we're offering, where it's tangible. You can visit it, you can meet the team. Hell, you can smoke it if you want to, you know? We really want to make this a community project, which is why we're doing things like this. And at the same time, I mean, you become an ambassador for the company. We've already had a couple of guys visit the factory and meet the team. I think a few of them also went to Kyle's bachelor's party. So we're really trying to engage with our community here. We don't want to be hiding behind avatars, or, you know, be a faceless company. We really want to push ourselves out there as being transparent, a fun community to be a part of, as well as important. So yeah, I mean, if people could fly out for the harvest, that's going to be a truly special event, and I think we'll blow up Twitter when we do that. Right now we're flying under the radar, but the moment we've got to grow, you know, we've got Isabella, Taylor, they're doing their seminars, the video footage. We've got a party with NFT holders. I mean, I've been in crypto since 2018. I can't name any other project that comes close to that. You might have a blockchain conference, for example. That's about as good as it gets. But what we're trying to do is really, really set that bar high.
Yeah,
and
awesome. No, I think you're right. I mean, I think it's best for people to actually come and see the product and physically touch it.
Well, that's it.
Which is what all of our NFT holders are allowed to do. Which I think, just does set us a bit apart. It lets people come in and see that we are 100% legit. They can actually touch, feel, and see what they are buying into.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the competition. Now we've got the early birds rewards, which has been posted on announcements. Okay, so to qualify, any whitelist wallet. So if you're on the whitelist, you're already on this. Okay, doesn't matter how many you choose to mint. If you're not on the whitelist, then you will need to mint 4 or more in batch 1. So this is only limited to the first 3 containers. Batch 2, if you come in and mint 50, unfortunately, you're not on the early birds rewards. So this is just a way for us to thank, the community for being there with us from day one and growing with us, if you want to say that. So yeah, the price of the NFT will be increasing from $350 per NFT to $500 on public. Now, early bird rewards on the second container will save you up to 10%. So that means you'll be able to mint 4 at a price of 450. If the moment you've used those first 4 mints, if you then choose to mint a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th, then the price goes up to 500. So for now,
yeah, I do think you mean, Ben. Sorry, hold on. The price is increasing to 500 after batch 1, so this will be for batch 2.
Correct. And when we launch batch 3, this isn't going to be a regular price increase. Okay, this is to reward early bird investors on batch 1. So let's say we launch batch 3 a week or 2 weeks after batch 2, because suddenly the demand is there for the NFT. We won't be increasing it $150 per batch. So it's going to be a very steady price, organic growth. And yeah, we want to reward our batch 1 investors for that. Read the T's and C's. It's eligible to whitelisters and public again on batch 1. And if you do choose to sell a batch 1 NFT, then obviously that will forfeit any future rights to early birds. And just to add to that as well, any price increments instantly increases the price of your NFT. So if you've bought an NFT in batch 1 at 350 and the price goes to 500, straight away your NFT is worth 500. So there is that as well. We will be releasing more competitions, obviously, as we go along. We've got the merchandise store online. We're not making any profit from that. We're just mainly doing that for fun, but we will be starting the weekly competition again now that we've managed to sort out some decent trucker caps and baseball caps. So that'll be starting soon. I think caps are probably better than shirts because there's less dimensions. You know, it can be complicated to try and get logos here, wording there, whereas a baseball cap, it's simple. I mean, other than that, mate, looking through these questions, we've got, is the payment going to be in USDC or USDCE? Kyle, I think that's USDC, right?
Correct, yes. It'll be priced in USDC.
So yeah, I mean, we have put together a document on Discord, like a step-by-step guide. So if anybody needs any help with that, you know, reach out to me, Greg. We can easily walk through that with you. Just have a quick look here now.
Well, I think a very important question the community member asked was, were we as the core team actually going to be investing ourselves into the company? And the answer is absolutely yes. I mean, I will personally buy a minimum of 10 NFTs on batch 1. I'm more than happy to also show my Snow Trace transaction for that. You know, I have loaded up USDC onto my MetaMask for that. I know Simon was speaking to me yesterday, and he said that he's going to buy some for his wife and his kids. You know, and I know that Ben is definitely buying some. You know, so yes, is the core team going to invest alongside with you? Absolutely. And then another very important point was that you know, some NFT members are of course worried. You know, what happens if we buy into container 3, you know, and only 50% of the container has been minted out? Well, really don't worry about that, because the core team will pick up the slack. You know, obviously there's only been one NFT that's been minted on container 3, which I don't think will happen. But, you know, then of course, then that will just refund. But, you know, if 50% of the container's been minted and it slows down, I mean, the core team, we are here also as investors. You know, so we will pick up any slack on that. So that's not something you as NFT holders need to worry about. You know, so I mean, from my side, that's about it. I don't know if Ben or Carl or Simon, you guys have something else to add?
I've got one more question here I've just come across. Are you planning on doing an AMA with any influencers? So when we first launched, the enthusiasm, the excitement, we reached out to everybody. Nobody wanted to hear from us.
Well, that's not 100% true. They did, but
well,
they wanted a lot of money.
Yeah, they wanted money for that. So we're very against paying to shill us, if you want to say that. And we've spoken to a few community members who are obviously as enthusiastic about the growth and success of CannaFox as we are. And we're going to listen to them. And I think pushing for an AMA with a large influencer right now isn't really needed. We have what we need to get this off the ground. And the product sells itself. We don't need to go out there and, you know, pay an influencer to put us to 100,000 people. The moment people see, wow, these guys in Thailand, they've got a warehouse, they've got a distribution network around Thailand, they've got licenses, they're transparent. When people see that, and then they see the product growing with Isabella and Taylor controlling things, that is more powerful than anything any influencer could ever offer us. So we're just going to hold on for that. We're going to launch batch 1. We may postpone batch 2 for a month, a little bit longer, however long it takes. We could launch it straight away, but ideally we want to show the world how good CannaFox is. You know, we want to show the value in our NFT. And when we launch batch 2, we are going to have so much there to prove our worth. Get ready, guys, is all I can say, because 94 NFTs, it's 94 clicks per container. I've been involved in mints before where 1,000 or more have sold out in a minute. So it's right now we should, yeah, batch one. We'll get that off the ground and then it's all guns blazing from there, as far as I can see. And yeah, that's all I've got to touch on that, mate.
Okay, so I mean, from my side, that's it. You know, if you guys have got any more questions, throw them out in the AMA questions. You know, we'll get back to you on that. And Carl and Mr. Simon, have you guys got something else you want to throw out there, or should we say goodbye?
No, nothing more for me.
Yeah, from my side, just very excited to get going. And I think adding to some of the core team purchases, I'm also good for another 10 NFTs, and I'll pop that in, you know, supplement wherever we need to. But yeah, no, just very excited about the project and seeing the community grow over the last, you know, few weeks and evolve to just a very enthusiastic group of supporters. Really looking forward to where we take this.
Just one thing there, let me jump in before we go, guys. There may be another AMA, right, Simon, before we launch on the 1st of October, which is our confirmed date.
Oh, with the master growers, right?
Yeah, with Isabella and Taylor, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, if people, you know, if there's enough questions coming in the AMA Master Growers section, then, you know, Isabella and Taylor have said, you know, they're happy to do another AMA if needed. Obviously, they're busy preparing everything, but obviously they want to keep in touch with everybody. And if people have got questions about cannabis and growing, then they're happy to do that. So yeah, but ideally, if people put the questions in the AMA section first, so at least they can see if there is a demand.
Okay. That's great. And yeah, so we've just confirmed there, 1st of October. Now we are launching public mints on the 1st of October. Whitelist, that is going to be done over the next week. So a slight change there. We're actually bringing things forward a little bit by 24 hours. So public minting starts on the 1st of October.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, well, guys, that's everything from me. Thank you very much for your time.
Cool. Thanks, everybody. Speak to you soon.
And don't forget to check out the new NFT design. It has been posted in the Discord. So have a good day, everyone.